Hello everybody. So now we are going to do another presentation on it's an introduction on meat, veterinary public health, meat hygiene and veterinary public health. So I'm starting my presentation. It's as an introduction to meat hygiene in veterinary public health. Okay. So here we have elements of meat hygiene practices and meat inspection. First of all, meat hygiene. What is the meaning of meat hygiene? It is derived from the word hygiene, the science of health. That means science of health that includes all the factors that contribute to healthful living. Science that deals with promotion, preservation of health. The sanitary science that aims to produce food that is safe for consumers and of great keeping quality, usually associated with personal cleanliness, care of hands, utensils, care during food production, but covers farm to consumer production, preparation, and presentation. Meat hygiene. What is the definition of meat hygiene? This is an important definition. Meat hygiene. This is an expert supervision of all meat products with the object of providing wholesome meat for human consumption and prevent any danger to public. It covers wide areas, rearing, special rearing of meat animals, large animals not in India, sheep, goat in some areas, poultry mainly. Okay, so mostly people are into the poultry rearing and sheep and goat somewhere, and so proper transportation is also required for the meat hygiene, proper management, vaccination, prevention and control of disease, disease-free, specific pathogen-free animals, SPF animals, and proper transportation is also required, adequate space, food, water and ventilation, slaughtering, sanitary and clean procedures and humane slaughter of animals, and processing and packaging, clean procedures without any entry of pathogens. So these are the components of meat hygiene, and there are also the transportation to consumers, which have proper temperature and clean condition. Proper temperature should be there when you are transporting the animal to consumers, so that the stress is reduced. And there the about the retail outlet, there should be a proper storage temperature and proper display. Now, what are the consumer expectations? That consumers expect from a meat market that the meat is derived from healthy animals, slaughtering is done in proper condition, elimination of diseased animals is slaughtered, clean handling at each special step of processing, no adulteration, truthful packaging. So, veterinarian is the fittest person to safeguard consumer interest, responsible for animal rearing, care and treatment of animal, anti-mortem and post-mortem examination. It protects the public health. So, what are the objectives of meat hygiene? First of all, it ensures that disease-free and aesthetically appearing meat is supplied to consumers. It ensures no zoonotic diseases spread to consumers. To trace the source of disease by carrying out proper examination of animals before and after slaughter. To control spread of disease having definite life cycle like parasitic diseases, like hydatidosis and liver flow. So what does what does it imply? It facilitates the growth of honest producers and retailers and implements humane slaughter methods. It promotes trade following stringent quality measures and free trade WTO to SPS measures. It checks misrepresentation and adulteration. And meat industry in India, there are about 3,600 authorized slaughterhouses in India, like local municipal administration and private slaughterhouses. And in India, improved slaughterhouses are people don't get a enthusiastic support. It's mostly because of the social and religious regions. For example, meat is not that promoted in India, but in very rare areas where they're like religious dominated areas where meat is consumed, meat byproducts, they are not utilized for edible or inedible purposes. They are generally discarded. So it contributes to enormous economic loss, and we have the private slaughterhouses, which have few modern and upgraded abattoirs, and they are able. There are few meat processing plants. They are able to meet the international standards of meat export. Food animals. So, what are the food animals? For several species come under the food animals, where they are used for the consumption. they are the food animals. For example, Bos taurus and Bos indicus. Bos taurus comes from temperate zone and tropical areas, humped cattle and zebra. And early evidences are Mohenjo-daro excavation, 2500 to 400 BC. So we have this pale, soft exudative meat. What is it? There's some exotic breeds like Python, Poland, Landrace. They are most susceptible to uh, pale soft exudative species. Now they are pigs, and there are some exotic breeds also of pigs like Yorkshire, Landrace, and Hampshire, but they are not of pale soft exudative. So the problem is what causes pale soft oxidative. First of all, the pork from mature boars has an objectionable odor and flavor when cooked, and it is caused by unsaturated steroid 5-alpha ROS 16N31 produced in testes and accumulates in the body fat. So world over classification of breeds is dairy purpose. India is classified as draught, dairy, and dual purpose. Some important Indian breeds are Red Sindhi, Tharparkar, Sahiwal, Haryana, Ongol, Deoni, dairy, and draught purpose. They are not reared for meat purpose at the end of reproductive cycle slaughtered. So the ban on cow slaughter is in few states like except Kerala and West Bengal, all the states there is ban on cow slaughter. But then in some states there is no law about it. For example, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Tripura, Union Territory like Lakshadweep, and bullock slaughter permitted except Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, J&K. So the Bihar Preservation and Improvement Animals Act 1955 governs the slaughter of cattle in the state, and there are beef production systems like barley beef. Calves are weaned at early age, fed on concentrates ad lib, slaughtered at 11 months of age, and body weight is 400 kg. So there is high utilization of grass, slaughtered at 2 or more years of age. Body weight is 499 kg or more. Intermediate system, autumn born calves fed through the winter, kept on grass from 6 to 12 months of age. Bobby calves slaughtered within few days of birth. So what are bobby calves? Bobby calves are the calves that are slaughtered within few days of birth. It has low muscle to bone ratio, edematous appearance, and little value for consumers. And we have the wheat calves, reared on milk and milk substitutes, weaned at 5 weeks, fed ad lib concentrations and concentrates and hay. And so here are the breeds or like Haryana, Morgi, Red Sindhi, Sahiwal, and Tharparkar. They have this is the flowing weight at maturity. Okay, male and female they have been categorized in two different columns. So buffalo, first of all, first an animal that I'm discussing is buffalo. It is known as the Bubalus bubalis. So it was domesticated 5,000 years ago in Indus Valley, and it is found in 30 countries, more than 50% in India. Breeds in India are Murra, Mehsana, Jafrabadi, Lili Ravi, Surti, Badavari, Tarai, Nagpuri, Bandharpuri, Manda, Jirangi, Kalahandi, Sambalpur, Toda, and South Kanara. Mainly dairy and draught purpose as meat producing animals, increasing buffalo meat export, 95% of total meat export, meat comparable to beef. So we have the Burra, Jafrabadi, Nagpuri, and you can say there is male and female weight is categorized in two columns. For example, Murra Jafrabadi has the highest of weight in males, which is 600 kg, and Nagpuri has the lowest of weight in males, 525 kg, and in females the highest weight is about in Jafrabadi, and the lowest is in Nagpuri. So sheep, now we come to sheep. It is the first animal domesticated by man. Carcass heat is 50%. Sheep carcass weight is take 50% of animal's live weight and deduct or add 56 to 113 gram. India has 42 breeds of sheep: Chokla, Magla, Nali, Pugal, Marwadi, Malpura, Sonali, Jaisalmeri, Pattanwadi, Muzaffar Nagari, and Northwestern region. In goats, Capra hideus under the genus Capra, important in Asia and Africa. So Indian goat breeds, which are the Indian goat breeds? Sirohi, Sangamneri, Osmanabadi, Barwadi, Black Bengal, Ganjam, Kachi, Malabari, Assam Hill, Beetle, and Marwadi. So important meat world over is 40% of total meat production. It has a pigs have a short gestation period, only 114 days. So sus scrofa, Eurasian wild boar, main ancestor of domestic pigs. Sus scrofa wd in Western India, Sus scrofa cristatus in Eastern India, Sus scrofa affinis in Southern India. China, 80% of total meat is pork. Rearing is undertaken by weaker section who have low source of income, and is restricted to Northeast India. So, in pig production, there were like 8 bacon factories were set in 1960. So, important swine breeds are large white Yorkshire, Landrace, Duroc, Hampshire, and Berkshire. So, this is the pig carcass yield, which is 70 to 78%, and average is 75%. So, uh, which pig has the highest dressing percentage? The heavy pigs, which have 78 to 80% dressing percentage, and the least dressing percentage is in pork pig, which is only 70%. So, how do you calculate the weight of carcass? Head and kidney minus viscera. That is the weight of carcass, and the weight of pig carcass at 1 pound is equal to 0.453592 kg. So, ducks. These are also the food animals like ducks, quails, and yaks. In ducks, its population was 22 million and found in European countries like UK, Pekin, Aylesbury, Rowan, Penny, white table duck, and Muscovy. And quails, it's a pilot animal for experiments and its delicacy in both meats and eggs. They require less space than chicken, and Japanese quails are increasingly popular. Yaks. Bos brunians provide meat and milk, fibers, transportation, and its weight is 250 to 600 kg. Now yaks is in the height of 3000 to 600 to 6000 meters above sea level in the Himalayan states of India. So it is mostly found in the mountainous regions. So two types of hairy coats are there: coarse hairs and undercoat fibers. Mithun. Bos frontalis is developed by cross Gaur and domestic cattle. It's mostly found in Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Mizoram, and Nagaland, and it is a delicacy in the region. And rabbits, Oryctolagus cuniculus, used in small farms of India for fur and felt and wool. Parrots, ostriches, emus, and rheas are flightless birds that have gained attention as meat animals. Here you can see this is important. The cattle. The cattle is also meat name is beef, and calf, young cow is known as veal. Pig meat is known as pork. Deer meat is known as venison. Sheep meat is known as mutton. Pigeon is known as squab. Water buffalo meat is known as cara beef. Goat meat is known as chevron. Chicken is also known as chicken only. Poultry meat is known as chicken. And turkey meat is known as turkey, and horse meat is known as chevaline or cheval. Now we have some important definitions that I have given in the book for meat hygiene. First of all, abattoir. These are the definitions that you must know in this course. For example, abattoir. It is a place for humane slaughter and dressing of food animals, including processing and preservation of wholesome meat, utilization of byproducts, hygienic disposal, and treatment of solid and liquid waste. Antiseptic. It is a substance used on living tissue for preventing the growth of microorganisms. And canning. It is the preservation of food in hermetically sealed containers through the agency of heat, resulting in sterilization and pasteurization of food product. Carcass. Carcass is the dressed body of food animals. Okay, and carcass yield is the comparison of dead weight with live weight and is expressed as percentage of live weight of an animal. In cattle, it is the weight of two sides of carcass including kidney but minus head, skin, blood and viscera. In pigs, it is the weight of dead animal minus blood and viscera. In poultry, it is the weight of dead bird minus head, blood, viscera or with or without skin. So that is the carcass yield. Now we have the cleaning. It is a process concerned with the removal of soil and dirt from surface but not sterilization. Contamination is presence of infectious agent on body, surface, clothes, beddings, etc. Curing, it is the addition of salt and nitrate to nitric oxide to meat, and which results in a conversion of meat pigments, especially myoglobin, to nitroso-cured meat. So here we also have some other definitions from the book, Values of Veterinary Public Health. First we have the contamination. What is contamination? Presence of infectious agent on body, surface, clothes, beddings, etc. Curing. What is curing? It is the addition of salt and nitrate or nitric oxide to the meat, which results in conversion of meat pigments, predominantly myoglobin, to the nitroso-cured meat. Detergent, a surface cleaning agent that acts by lowering surface tension. Disinfectant, an agent which kills the vegetative microorganisms on inanimate objects. Disinfection, the process of making places and objects free of vegetative pathogens. Disinfection, chemical or physical processes which destroy or remove arthropods present upon the man, animal, cloth, or other inanimate objects. Dressing, it is the removal of head, skin, viscera, and legs. Flaying is the process of removal of skin. Food animals, animals which furnish food for human consumption. Then we have food hygiene. What is food hygiene? These are the measures that are required to maintain safety and wholesomeness of foods for human consumption during production, processing, transport, distribution, cooking, and serving. Then we have food irradiation, a controlled process of treating foods with ionizing radiation. Now, what is meat? Meat is the flesh of animals which is consumed as food. It includes liver, heart, and other edible organs. Meat hygiene. Expert supervision of all meat and meat products, and with the object of providing wholesome meat for human consumption and preventing danger to public health. Meat inspection. Expert supervision of slaughter of meat animals, production, transportation, and preservation of meat with a view to ensure its safety for the consumers. Meat technology. It is the application of science and engineering to production, processing, packaging, distribution, preparation, and utilization of meat. Soil. It is any unwanted food residue, organic or inorganic matter, remaining on equipment and other surfaces. Sanitization. The process of treating surfaces with physical or chemical agents that kill most but not all microorganisms present. Sterilization is the process of destroying all microorganisms, including spores. Thank you. Okay, fine, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It was quite much fun for me to also speak this presentation to introduce this course to you. So get ready for more. Thank you.